Okay, now looking at Genesis 12, 6 through 8, we're looking at Abram, who you will remember becomes Abraham. This is the first character in the Bible where God enters into a covenant, where the person enters into a covenant relationship with the one God. This is the first Jew to live into the idea of there just being one God. So there was, from the beginning, Abram was entering into this intentional, we talk a lot about having an intentional relationship with God. God entered into an intentional relationship with Abram. And also just note this, remember this, that Abraham is the father of the three major world religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Each one consider Abram or Abraham as the patriarch and prophet of their religion. So it's very interesting. New Testament writers mention Abraham or Abram's name 68 times in the NRSV and 66 times in the King James Version. So pretty important figure in our faith. And in this passage, Yahweh promises to Abram, in his promises to Abram, he promises several things. He promises land, descendants, a great nation, and that he would be a blessing. And so what's Abram's response to that? He builds an altar. And we don't really know what his worship was, how he was worshiping, but we know that he worshiped. And, we don't know what part of Yahweh's promise made Abraham want to build the altar. I mean, it was a pretty vast promise, land, descendants, a great nation, and blessings. But it's likely, according to our teacher, that it was the land that was the focus of the worship, because it's kind of what drives the first 6 biblical books is land and going to land and claiming land and fighting for land and all of that. So, and if you think about it, even today, Israel fights over this promise of the land. So, and actually, Abram built 2 altars because it was that big a deal. He built 2.